Now, to cut to the chase, an absolute American treasure, Art Garfunkel is without question one of the greatest singers in the history of pop music, the recipient of 8 Grammy Awards, 13 nominations in all, a Lifetime Achievement Award to throw in there, several albums, both solo as well as with Simon and Garfunkel, have been certified gold, platinum, and multi-platinum. And all told, well over 100 million albums sold, which is just
Whoa.
astounding. And he, of course, is also an inductee in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And while he may have a little catching up to do, Art Garfunkel Jr. is blessed with an amazing voice. His German language solo debut in 2021, and see if I get this right, Wie du.
Just like you, yep.
There we go. Just like you, his top 10 success in Germany, remaining in the top 100 for nearly 30 weeks in 2022. A year later, his follow-up, Evergreen, was a top 15 smash. And he also had a series of acclaimed live performances with, get this, his father. And tonight we're celebrating Art Garfunkel and Art Garfunkel Jr.'s first joint album of it's easy for me to say, English language music, entitled Father and Son. The album features 12 timeless hits and standards from last century. If you can imagine that, just an incredible array of tracks. It's an extremely personal collection and an essential set of their absolute favorites that they've been listening to for as long as they can remember. It is also, as I found out, Art Sr.'s first full album in 17 years, so quite a banner occasion. Father and Son's officially released this Friday, November 8th. However, Rock and Roll Channel fans on talkshop Live can purchase a vinyl or CD, and you can purchase it right here and right now. And as their way of thanking you fans, both Art and Art Jr. have graciously agreed to sign copies for you. That's right. They'll be autographed by these two guys. Just hit the shop button on talkshop Live and on Facebook and Instagram. Just comment the word buy, and we'll send you a DM. Click that, and the rest is quick, easy, and pain-free. And there's no greater way to show these amazing artists how much you care than by owning a copy of their latest musical work. And thanks for your support of Garfunkel and Garfunkel. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't have in the budget for a drum roll, so you just have to imagine it. Absolutely honored. There we go, right on cue. Thank you, Art. We're absolutely honored to welcome both Art Garfunkel and Art Garfunkel
Thank you,
Jr.
Steve. Thank you.
Gentlemen, thanks so much for being here.
It's a pleasure.
I'm so happy it came together. We're so proud to present this piece of art.
And what
We really are. We really are. I'm here not for commercial reasons, but for pride. I love how this album came out.
And rightfully so. And I just want to say for the fans, if you want to ask Art and Art Jr. a question or you have a comment, just hit the chat function and we'll get to as many as possible. So
we're ready.
There we go. Locked and loaded, as they say. Congratulations on this glorious album, Father and Son. And again, as we said, you guys must be absolutely thrilled with the results.
We really are.
I know when you heard the final product, you were really thrilled with it, weren't you?
Yes, you did really right by me, honey.
Yeah. I had a great team around me to really deliver this vision that I had starting about a year and a half ago. So
I took my direction from you when we recorded it. I followed your lead.
That's funny because I was going to ask you, when Art Jr. Was maybe out of line a little bit, did you make him stand in the corner for a couple of minutes? Apparently not. Maybe it was the other way around.
Certainly when I was, a kid, 6, 7, 8 years old, I had a few moments where I had my timeouts. Yeah, sure.
I'm sure, without question.
Me and my dad are a great team. We work in lockstep.
Let me ask you guys this. I mean, when did you guys know that you were going to pursue first time adventure, this endeavor, recording an album together? When did you know that was going to come to fruition?
Well, let me ask you if you think I'm on the right track. We've been doing this recording a bit together over the last 4 or 5 years, as you've appeared on some of my German albums, right?
Yeah.
So we already know how each other works in the studio, our do's and don'ts, how we can deliver. So I think that the progression to this full-fledged international father-son project was very organic. Mm-hmm. We said, listen, we've already been doing this.
Yeah.
The world, we want to present the world and present ourselves with this documentation of our blended voices, for whatever it's worth. That's not for us to say.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, we're going to talk about that for sure. Art, I was going to ask you, at what point did you notice your son had this special gift, his voice, which is
At the
astounding.
earliest possible age, I saw he's really talented. He sings great. He's got a wonderful voice that goes higher than my voice. I'm a musician. I'm very real about my ears and what I hear.
Right.
And I heard that within my own family is serious talent.
And you know, Art, it's not unlike you, right? When you were young, I think probably at age 5, perhaps, you were
True.
singing in temples. I mean, your voice, the strength of your voice was apparent when at a
True,
young
it
age.
came natural to me right from the get-go.
Yeah. So something in the DNA, but also Art Jr., you certainly have developed that voice. It's absolutely amazing. Your
Thank
range.
you. I think that I really appreciate that. You know, I also think my father has truly such an iconic golden timbre, and
Oh, shucks.
I
Did
think
you put him up to that? I don't think
he
so.
did not, and I
Okay.
think we really complement each other with our strengths. You know, and
Absolutely,
our
you
harmony,
do.
our blend. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's one of the things I noticed was it seemed like this was almost a natural extension from this other little known band your father was in, Simon and Garfunkel, but the
You've
range
heard
is
of them.
different. I have heard a few good things, but it's amazing the blend of your harmonies, and also when you double, the same notes, the melody lines, it's magic. It really is.
Yeah,
So
we
I saw.
weave and dovetail in and out of each other, and when we want to, it can be hard to know who's singing what part.
That's really true.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, we've got a couple of videos we're going to show, and that actually helped clue me in on those particular tracks. There's no
Okay.
question about it. So, Art Jr., from your perspective, what does it mean for you to have a full album? I know you were recording in the past with your father, mostly German tracks, but to have a full-length album with your father, what does it feel like? Is it something you ever imagined you would live to see?
Yeah, I felt that it was something that needed to be done, because I know that both of us love to sing, and I felt we needed to document it, for whoever chooses to listen, so that people know, society knows, the world knew in past tense that once upon a time there was this thing, Garfunkel and Garfunkel, and they were good.
Yeah.
And I felt that it, brings a lot of emotions to my head thinking about it. But I felt we needed to do it, and my father had made over the last 5 years limited contributions to my German projects, and it's worked out really well. And so I went to my dad. I said, Dad, I want to make this great album together. I envision an orchestral vibe, and he was feeling it, and we did it.
Yeah.
And it's great,
And by the way, for those of you that are wondering, why was Art wearing the jacket? Just we're a little behind the scenes.
It was cold.
It was cold, and also we agreed that he could come on, and if he wasn't feeling comfortable with this particular show, he can make a quick exit. So he had his jacket on.
Thank you.
So this is a good sign, folks. He's staying.
That's a
So,
good sign. That
yeah.
really says a lot.
I'm going to try not to ruin it the moment for sure. Now there's a special residency coming up, which sounds pretty exciting. And Art, for you, it's kind of a full circle moment. You and 3 other family members, including
My
Art
wife,
Jr.
my 2 kids. We're going to do 5 shows at the Carlisle Hotel later in November. Very exciting. The combinations of how you can use these 4 elements is rich. So we have all kinds of duets going on.
I think I fear that they might be sold out. They might not. I think so, but Garfunkel and Garfunkel is very much in the race. So count us in.
That's great. And we know that the 2 of you will probably be doing a few Simon and Garfunkel songs. I don't want to give everything away, but
Yeah, we will be.
We will.
We'll be doing 5, actually, to be precise.
that's really exciting. So we don't know if tickets are still available. It sounds like they may be sold out.
Maybe not.
Okay, well, we're here to sell the album,
think
but
so.
after the show, check it out and pick up some tickets if they're still available. And I'll tell you what, We've been talking a little bit about this album. Let's listen and watch the opening track from the upcoming album, Father and Son, from Garfunkel and Garfunkel. Here's Blue Moon. Brendan and Emmy, if you would, please roll the digital. That, once again, is Blue Moon from Garfunkel and Garfunkel, the album, Father and Son. Gentlemen, that's an absolutely fascinating and gorgeous interpretation. I mean, many of us, recall the Marcel's doo-wop version, and there's elements of it, but it's just a beautiful, spatial, airy version. And just curious, how did you come up with the decision to approach that from an arrangement standpoint?
Well, it just goes back to the vision that I had starting from a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, that I wanted to make a modern orchestral album, an orchestral interpretation of these songs. And then I got in contact with a guy I've looked up to for quite a few years, Davide Rossi. Mm-hmm. He's done a lot of stuff with Coldplay, Viva La Vida, and a lot of other.
The strings really are nice.
Yeah, and he's Davide is a one-man band. He's such a talented guy, and it's great having him because he was able to do all these parts so that we could keep this album lush but also sparse at the same time. As my dad likes to say, less is more.
I didn't invent that phrase,
but he likes to say it.
That's okay.
And I felt that we were able to accomplish that. And then, of course, I had my dearest friend and music partner from Stuttgart, Germany, Felix Gauder, who brought a little bit of a almost European vibe to the album, and the tremendously talented Ash.
Felix was wonderful.
Ash House from London, who did X Factor England, and he's a very talented producer. So we had this team of this team of three, and us as well.
Yeah, right. Not too shabby for sure. So, Vincent, wonderful track. Another fabulous interpretation. Of course, that's Don McLean's song that he made famous. The harmonizing is absolutely amazing, as we're talking about with you guys. There's doubling that takes place, and as you said, our junior, it meshes, and sometimes it's difficult to know who's doing what parts.
Yeah.
And again, the harmonizing is not unlike this other duo that we've talked about before. With that other guy, Art, I forget his name. What's his name?
Paul and Artie.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Paul and Artie. For
Simon
sure.
And Garfunkel. And
we met each other recently for the first time in years.
That's amazing.
We got to hang out for a brief time.
No fisticuffs.
No, it was lovely. It had hugs in it. It had tears in it. It was wonderful to see Paul. It'd been years.
How exciting to hear that. It must have made both of you feel great. Full circle. You guys were childhood friends.
He has an ex-wife who moved into the same place that I use as a studio. And I knew that I was going to run into Harper, their son. Uh-huh. And Harper set up a dinner with Paul and I. And it was very warm, lovely.
Thank you for sharing that, and congratulations. Yeah. What wonderful news.
Yeah.
It is wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Blackbird. What an amazing song. Art, I think you said this is one of your favorites, written by McCartney, obviously a Beatles song.
From the White Album. Yeah. I'm not the only one who loves that particular one. That's a winner.
Yeah.
Blackbird.
Dad put it on my oldies tape. He gave me some cassettes as a kid in 3 volumes, and a lot of the songs in this record were on those volumes and on those tapes, and I fell in love with them as a kid. And a lot of doo-wop, a lot of doo-wop tracks. If any of you guys notice in my singing, I have some doo-wop flair, 50s flair that I bring to my recordings. Thanks to my dad and those tapes.
Nicely done, Dad.
Yeah, and like I said, Blackbird and a lot of other Vincent, a lot of tracks were on there.
Great brass section. There's some really nice nuances, and you were talking about serving the song as opposed to the other way around. And again, you let these songs breathe. No greater example than Blackbird, for example, which really showcases your vocals, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, we harmony is our game. It's what we do.
Yeah, And again, it really shows old friends.
Isn't that a nice one?
What a beautiful one for sure. An important song, obviously, to Simon and Garfunkel fans, and obviously to you guys. And not only father and son here, but I think after the time vested,
we have at least a solid, depending how you calculate, 25 years of deep friendship, my dad and I. So I think that's old friends.
Old friends for sure. No question about it.
Paul Simon is a great writer. From the opening chords of Old Friends, you're captured.
Yeah.
He's a great writer.
Yeah, and we remember when the original version came out. It's exciting news for us Simon and Garfunkel fans because it was a reunion of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here it is once again, full circle.
It's true. It's a haunting melody. Old Friends. I love to sing it with my dad.
Let's hear from the fans, shall we?
Yeah.
And there's quite a few of them. Heather is out there.
Hi, Heather.
Yeah, she's saying so excited for this. Noah saying, "Hi, Art, sir. I love that you and Paul reconciled." See that?
Happy to serve your interest, Heather.
And Noah.
Yeah, and Noah. Harpa, this is so thrilling. How is everyone? Art, you look like you're doing well these days. You feeling healthy?
I feel great. I feel young. I feel like I'm in the youth of the 80s.
We love that.
We just flew all around the world together, my dad and I.
Is that right?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, and you have walked a few continents too.
I'm a walker.
Yes, you are.
I crossed America. I crossed Europe on foot. I'm a nutcase. I walk.
And we love you for that, Art, for
Dad
sure.
loves to walk.
Evelyn's saying excited for this album.
Thank you.
So people are really looking forward to it. Stefan is watching this from New Zealand.
Oh.
Thanks so much for being here. Saw Garfunkel, New Zealand solo and with Paul.
Hi, Stefan.
Yeah, I think Simon Garfunkel also did a tour in New Zealand about 15 years ago. I was there. It was exciting.
Is that right?
Big arenas. It was for a young teenager, a real sight to be seen.
Incredible.
Those filled up arenas.
Beautiful country.
Yeah, no question about it.
Yeah.
It takes a little while to get there, though. It's a little bit of a rough flight, but it's worth it for sure. Gina Lee is saying, Art Jr., what is it like working with your legendary father? You touched on it a bit, but
the best part of living, working with my dad. Our true expression of love is shared on stage or in the studio. It's absolutely incomparable. I love it.
Thank you, honey.
yeah. Kathy B is saying or asking, what took you guys so long to do a joint album? This is amazing.
What took us so long? What do you think?
Well,
Getting around to it.
I don't know.
I don't know what took us.
I'm sorry if it took too long.
It was worth the wait, though.
It was worth the wait. Yeah.
I can vouch for that for sure.
Yeah. The timing had to be right. The stars aligned.
Yeah.
You know.
Did your father ever work with you at all vocally, or was this something that you just kind of knew you had this gift and developed on your own?
You know, I started singing with my dad on stage when I could barely talk.
Yeah. You were 2, honey.
I was under 2, and you know what can someone really do at that age except for maybe, belt out a couple squeaky notes? But you build it up from there.
And you started with Feeling Groovy. We went to a sound check, Paul and I, and I said to my wife, let's bring Junior along. He'll enjoy being at the sound check. Yeah. And when we were there on stage, let's bring him onto the mic. He'll get a kick out of it.
Probably pick me up on
the projection of a mic ringing through the hallway will be like a toy to him. Yeah. And so it became very natural for you to sing and be a stage performer.
And then I've been doing it then all my life, and I still do. Many cherished memories being a part of my dad's show. And then starting around 2021, I decided to make my breakthrough as a solo artist in the German language. And now breakthrough with my father in English. And it's great.
Germany,
so my dad taught me everything just by being on stage with me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's called learning by doing.
Yeah.
And it worked out terrifically for me.
I was just going to comment that the German fans are rabid. I mean, if once they decide that they really appreciate a singer, their devotion, is amazing.
Unmatched. I have the most wonderful fans in Germany, and they mean everything to me.
I think one of the things, one of our motives here is not only to turn people on to this wonderful new album, but also this talented young gentleman.
Thank you.
Here in the States.
I got to kick it off in the States, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
without question.
this is the project.
And that's my cue to say, I guess we can hold this up.
I'm going to hold it up too.
There we go.
Double trouble.
Absolutely. So tonight we're celebrating Art Garfunkel and Art Garfunkel Jr.'s first joint album. And,
record and CD.
And on CD as well. So it's vinyl on CD. This album features 12 timeless hits and standards from the last century. It's an extremely personal recording. And these are songs that they've been listening to for as long as they can remember. And as I mentioned before, astounding to think, but it's also Art's first full album in 17 years.
I didn't realize it was so long.
Yeah, and we just want to say that it officially comes out this Friday, November 8th. However, Rock and Roll Channel fans at Talk Shop Live can purchase their copies right here, right now.
Exclusive, early.
There we go.
Just for you.
Just hit that shop button on Talk Shop Live. The rest is quick, easy, and pain-free, as I've said. And for those of you that are on Instagram and Facebook, just comment buy, and we'll send you a DM. Click that link, and you can purchase from there. And there's truly no greater way to show how much you appreciate great artistry than by purchasing and owning a copy of their latest musical body of
What's
work.
a DM?
A DM
Thank you guys.
Is a direct message.
Direct.
Yeah. I
Thank
learned
you.
that yesterday, or maybe it was a while ago. But we'll send you one, and you can buy a copy yourself.
Talk Shop Live is really such a cool concept. That we can
Thank you, Art.
that we can come talk to so many great people directly, and we're really so thankful for the support. And I can only say, give us a chance, give Garfunkel and Garfunkel a listen. Maybe you'll like it.
I think it's assured that they'll find this a fantastic recording.
Yeah.
And with that, let's listen to another track from the upcoming album, Father and Son, from Garfunkel and Garfunkel. Here's Time After Time. Brendan and Emmy, if you would, please roll the digital. Lovely.
Isn't that nice?
Airy arrangement. Cyndi Lauper classic, of course. You guys
Recorded originally in this studio in the other room.
Is that something?
I didn't know that.
Yep, she recorded her original, and we did ours here, and we didn't know it until right before we got on mic, and the engineer shouted across the room, "Did you know, in that very position where you're standing, Cyndi recorded the iconic song?"
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming, Art Jr., you came up with the idea to record this song?
Yep, the 80s songs are my contribution, and I know that this is a song people will be listening to in 100 years, and I wanted to give our rendition of it, a shot as a great tribute to the original,
And what was it like for you to do some of these, songs from the 80s?
You didn't initially have as much a connection. They grew on you, right?
I trusted my son. I took my direction from Felix Gowder and Junior. Together, they had a vision as producers, and I followed their lead.
Yeah, my producer Felix is really we're best friends, and we work on so many things together, and we have a lot of trust, and that builds a great musical product, I think.
So you've got a great future ahead of you, Art Jr. Art Senior. Do you ever take a time out to do
moving forward?
Yeah.
I very
Right.
rarely hear my old stuff.
Is that right?
Once in a while, I'll recharge and I'll enjoy what I did in the past, and it gives me a very good feeling, and it motivates me to keep going. But I live in the present tense and in the near future.
Yeah.
Looking forward.
My dad and I are very much in the present. We have all sorts of great ideas, things we want to accomplish. So we got more chapters to write.
So
in our
potentially
book.
some more music as well.
Potentially.
Yep.
That would be pretty amazing for sure.
Garfunkel and Garfunkel, this new thing.
Yep. So, I'm hearing this from a number of fans, but who reached out? Was it Paul reaching out to you, or did you reach out to Paul? It was brokered kind of by his son. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And who knows what the future will bring in that set of circumstances.
So exciting. Who knows?
Yeah.
Life is unpredictable.
When people hang out, what do? They have a coffee together, or they smoke cigarettes together. In Paul and Artie's case, Paul would invariably say, "Let me show you the latest thing I'm working on." And he'd pick up his guitar and he'd play something that he'd been working on. And I would, because he's such a serious talent, I'd fall out. I'd go crazy over how good it is. And Paul would be so charged by the authentic reaction that Artie has. He trusted my ears to. So the reinforcement that I would give Paul worked magic for Paul. And he would play great. He would love the song all the more. We'd start working together on what he's working on, and there would be new material.
You know, we were talking before we went on the air that you often were involved in the production and the arrangements on a lot of those songs, but I don't think it was ever noted.
No, you don't see in the credits very often. But
why is that? Do we know?
I was shy.
It's a misjustice. It should have been. My dad had a huge.
Produced half the albums.
Literally.
It's a revelation.
Dad produced half the albums.
It's incredible.
I'm a singer and a record producer.
We learn something every day.
Let the truth be out.
That's right. Duly noted for sure. Once in a while. This is the 1937 song written by Michael Edwards, classic hit #1 by Tommy Dorsey, a little before my time, but having a good authority. Also a well-known version.
Doo-wop version on my oldies tape.
There we go. Patty Page in 1952.
Who did my version? That I used to love, the Orioles, or
I'm not sure.
One of those. Yeah.
Is it the Orioles?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Harp tones, Orioles, one of those.
Really special vocal from both of you guys for sure. I absolutely love.
We love the middle eight. How does that go? And love still can remember, the spark will burn again. We always loved that part of the song.
Right.
And that came from Dad as far as planting the seed to cover this one, or was it both of you?
Yeah,
both of us. Both of us.
Amazing. This is one that was kind of out of left field for me, and I'm so appreciative that it's on the album. It's a track called "I Won't Let You Down."
Yeah.
One of my favorites. It was a big hit in the UK and also Australia.
And in Germany.
And in Germany. There we go. It always comes back to Germany when it comes to the music. I must admit, as I said, I wasn't familiar with the British band who originally delivered the song. I think it was in 1981, PhD. So this was kind of an education for me. But
my dad didn't know them, actually.
But what a great song.
Yeah.
And
I insisted
how Art Sr. owns the verses. And you do this beautiful version of the choruses, and it's just a lovely rendition.
Thanks.
Can I let you guys in on a little secret?
Please.
It's no longer a secret.
These folks out here can keep a secret.
I feel and sense a remix coming down the road for that particular song.
That'd be great.
And I had that in my head at the beginning, and really wanted to breathe some life back into this very beloved track on the European continent and show America how great it is. So.
Yeah, it's a wonderful song.
And my dad obliged.
Absolutely, and well done. Look at you listening to your son again. The wisdom he has at age 33, isn't it?
I don't know.
Wise beyond his
who knows? Thank you.
Let It Be Me, beautiful rendition of the Everly Brothers classic. Again, kind of a full circle moment, which both you and Paul Art were raised on it. This was kind of the fiber of both of you guys, and how wonderful for you to be able to do this track with your son.
Don Everly used to say this was his favorite of all the Everly Brothers songs. Let It Be Me.
Is that right?
Yeah.
We love singing it, my dad and I. We've done it. We have a YouTube video of us singing that song with millions of clicks. It's our favorite duet that we know so well.
What's mind-boggling to me is just doing some math. The original version of that song is almost 70 years old. Isn't that something? I know.
Time is a surreal thing.
Let's hear from some of the fans again, if you guys are okay with that.
Sure.
Trudy's asking how many songs are on the album. There's a total of 12 tracks, right?
Trudy is?
Trudy wanted to know.
Hi, Trudy.
And Neil is saying art rocks. And I'm going to say both Art and Art Jr.
×2.
That's right. Marilyn said, saw you in OC a few years ago. Art, fantastic show.
Orange
Thank
County.
you.
Yep. Robert saying, hey, boys, congratulations on the new album. And what a special moment for father and son. There we go. The reigning champions, or the new champions, as the case may be, for sure. Kathy wants to know, Art Jr., when did you start working on your own music?
I started working on my own music around 2019, 18, after many years of being a part of my dad's show, Art Garfunkel show, and loving that and being so fulfilled with that. And then starting around 2019, I said, well, let me share my gift as a solo artist, as well as continuing to work with my father in that capacity on a dual track of sorts. And I'm so glad I made that decision. I started out in Germany, and now I'm kicking it up to the international world and bringing it back full circle to America, New York, and beyond.
Yeah.
Minnesota, Iowa, Pennsylvania, Missouri, California.
All weather states. Oh, sorry, we weren't going there.
All states.
I promised Art Senior I would.
Texas, Texas, I hear you. Everywhere.
So let me ask you about this. This is the tortured artist effect. Art Jr., were you responsible for the sequencing, and were you tortured in where?
Yes, the sequencing. If you're the sequencing of the album, which song comes first, which one comes last, is a very tricky game.
Yeah.
Equally or more tricky is all the gems that we love that didn't fit on the record, because you can only have about 12 songs.
So there were some on the cutting.
Yeah, there were some that we had to cut out, which was such a shame. At least maybe 7, but these we consolidated our absolute favorites. Because vinyl records have become such a big part of society in 2024. That lovely fact limits us in terms of the fact the more songs you put on a record, the more difficult it is. It's a quality question. Right. So we're very happy with the number of songs on this record, but we didn't want to push it beyond that. And
vinyl records outsell CDs.
They do.
That's amazing, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's wonderful for me. I'm a child of the vinyl record.
As am I, for sure. And we're talking about.
But of course, just saying,
let's not forget
the classic CD. So
that's
please.
Right. and they are signing the CD as well as
we
vinyl,
are,
which gives one pause to think. Well, maybe they should buy the CD and the vinyl album to complete the collection.
I would.
I'll tell you what, we were talking about vinyl.
It's collectible.
Yeah, it is collectible. It's exactly right. These will be heirlooms as well. Again, this pure genius, Art Senior, and a budding, incredibly talented Art Junior.
Thank you.
That you're going to hear a lot more from for years to come, for sure.
God willing.
Absolutely. But I have to say, what's great about vinyl is now teenagers, young adults are owning music, not just consuming it through streaming, but vinyl has brought them to the game to actually own, hold it, see the liner notes, right?
I see it every day on scrolling on TikTok and Instagram. All these new channels about the right equipment, the right record player, huge collections of records. Young people saying they just spent all the money their parents gave them on records.
That's right.
It's great,
I remember,
like it used to be.
Not eating for a week,
okay,
because two of my favorite artists released double albums. I was tortured.
Yeah.
It's like I can't pick one over the other. I have to have both.
Then we also look what we have here.
Small price to
look
pay.
at this. In fact, you know what? And I had just forgotten about this until now. I can show off my dad's record collection, vinyl records. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
This is my dad's. This is about one quarter of my dad's record collection.
Yeah.
And this is my dad's tremendous stereo system, Macintosh, and then a
lot of J.S. Bach in that.
Is that right?
A lot of classic Debussy, Bach,
Not surprised to hear
Simon and Garfunkel records.
Yeah.
And then
which you never listened to, apparently.
No.
Yeah, but I'm sure
Until we
members-
just wake up one fine day and put them on and listen to them and love them. It's just all waiting to happen
All right.
spontaneously.
Well, I'm available if you need somebody else to
All
listen
right.
to it.
Fair
When the
enough.
Experience takes place for sure.
Come fly out.
Done for sure. Now Janet wants to know, how would you compare working with your son versus others? Is it does the artistry hat come on, or is this something a little bit more because of the blood relationship and the passion that you have passion for Paul as well, of course, but
Well, as opposed to others, you mean?
that's right.
I think my dad's a little partial to me.
I'm thinking.
I feel it.
I love the present tense. I love what we're now doing.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing that the two of you have created.
Thank you.
Chris is saying congratulations, gentlemen, on the project. Excited to listen.
Thank you, Chris.
And he just ordered his signed copy.
Oh, Chris, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate that for
Thank
sure.
you.
Neil also ordered his signed copy. Can't
That's
wait.
great.
Marilyn said saw Simon and Garfunkel at Dodger Stadium.
I'm picturing the moment me and my dad signing, and then we were signing together on the same table, listening to music. It was
and you're still talking to each other too, which is almost
the
miraculous.
signing was a labor of love. It was
That's
a
so
great
great.
thing bringing us together.
Do you concur?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just
No, and we didn't develop a mild arthritic condition or anything as a
No,
result of
no.
us torturing you.
My dad did. I asked him. I said, "Any wrist thing going on?" He said, "Not at all." Now I, on the other hand,
You're struggling a little
No,
bit.
I'm
Our
fine.
apologies.
I'm fine.
Small,
I slept it
small
off.
price.
I slept it off.
It's a small price to pay for that.
Listen, we're truly grateful to share this, and for every single person who takes the time to pick it up and listen to it. It really means a lot to me, sincerely. Thank you. Thank you.
Can't get away from it. I'll call it Noah.
On Talk Shop.
Yeah, Talk Shop. Yeah, Noah wants to know, would you be open to doing a reunion with Paul if the opportunity presented itself?
I would. I don't know how Paul feels. Paul's having trouble with his ear.
Yeah.
His hearing is impaired. So I'm not sure where he's at. But I still do it, and I love it, and I'm open to it.
Yeah. However, Paul, right now he's a little preoccupied. He's got this other project called Father and Son, so you might have to wait a little bit before that would take place.
That would be a very, very exciting notion, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'm wondering who the opening act might be, Art Jr.
How about me?
There you go. It's done. All right. When should we book it?
Next month. No time like the present.
There we go.
Let's
And
do it.
tonight we're celebrating again Art Garfunkel and Art
Thank
Garfunkel Jr. Their first joint album in English language music entitled Father and Son. The album features 12 timeless hits and standards. And right on cue, here's Art Jr. With a shot of it. This is also Art Sr.'s first full album in 17 years. Really unbelievable.
Yeah.
The Father and Son is officially released this Friday, November 8th. But again, you find folks on Talk Shop Live can purchase your copies right here and right now.
This is I believe, the only place to pick it up before the release.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else is pre-ordering. Certainly, I mean,
this is all
signed.
This is all I know. Signed with Talk Shop Live. It's really a cool thing.
Take it away, Art Jr.
It's a great
I'm gonna quit my
concept.
day
No,
job.
it is so true. I was thinking about it on the way here. I said Talk Shop Live is where it's at. If you want to experience this before 99% of the rest, then here it is, Talk Shop Live.
There we go.
So.
And for the record, we did not pay this fine gentleman to
Nope,
say that.
absolutely not.
Absolutely. And just hit the shop button on Talk Shop Live. And for those of you again on Facebook and Instagram, just comment by and we'll send you a DM, which our senior just learned what that was today. And I'll bet some
Direct
fine
message.
folks as well.
Yeah.
And you just click that and there you have it. You're all set up to go. And by the way, the holidays are coming up. I can't think of a really more unique and impressive gift to give a family member or a loved one.
It's a great Christmas gift or any holiday, really, and our music is really for the whole family.
Absolutely, absolutely right. And again, there's no greater way to show how much you appreciate these brilliant entertainers
Yeah.
than by owning a copy of their latest musical works.
And isn't it great that, you're owning it not just in the ether of the digital internet, but actually physically where you can hold it.
That's right.
And where you can, see the artwork and this labor of love. It's a special thing.
Really
So
is.
happy that vinyl's back and all this stuff is back and that Talkshop Live can present that to people in real time. It's awesome.
Thank you, Art. Yeah.
Germany needs to get something like this,
All
for
right,
real.
we're on it.
I hope so. I want to talk to you about that.
All right, we're on it. We're on it. We'll talk after the show
All
for
right.
sure. Nature Boy. Of course, that's Nat King Cole's classic performed,
My dad adores that song.
Love that song.
It's my dad's baby.
Phenomenal string arrangement, by the way, and such a heartfelt, wonderful vocal interpretation that you guys delivered.
Thank you.
Bring that, him with his arrangements and Dad and I with our voices. And I think out of all the songs on the album, stop me if I'm mistaken, Nature Boy was the one you wanted on there the most.
That's true.
Yeah.
The greatest thing you will ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
There we go.
That has always killed me.
Yeah, it's brilliant for sure. You Belong to Me, such a beautiful song as well. Again, another great vocal performance by both of you.
Great American Songbook.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic production on this one. This one sends a chill up and down my spine. I mean, it's just magical, this
Thank you.
version.
Thank you.
Fly the ocean on a silver plane.
Keep going, don't stop now.
See the jungle when it's wet with rain. Great song.
Joe Stafford.
You
Yeah.
belong to me. Oh.
I love it.
Go,
Folks, you didn't
Junior.
have to pay a cover charge for that. How about
Go.
that?
I'm always singing, man.
I love
Whenever
it.
I get lonely, I'm singing.
It's, you know what? I mean, it's something that I say often on the show, is that music is the common thread that we all seem to have now more than ever. It brings
All people, all
together.
colors, all languages, all faiths, all
It's
around
your
the world.
best friend.
Absolutely.
It's the best way to stop war, right?
It is.
I
Or
step
strife.
into a room of strangers, and if I'm feeling insecure, I sing. And singing is my friend. It's my buddy.
Yeah.
We come in together.
It's true.
It brings us all together. Yeah, it has something very special that can rise.
Me.
Did not see this one coming. Yeah.
I
Thank you
insisted
very much.
because I love it so much, and
Yeah.
it's so quintessentially the 80s and the wave, the synth, and I wanted to give it the Garfunkel treatment color and just to hear how it would sound, and I really like what we did with it.
I do too. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
dramatic take, I mean, still somewhat faithful to the original, but you definitely put the Garfunkel.
The original
Garfunkel stamp.
stays for eternity in all its glory.
Yeah.
We've given it our own special treatment.
So do we know if Annie Lennox or Dave Stewart has actually heard this version?
I don't know.
We have
I
to.
don't know. Maybe not.
We got
We got to send it to them. I could figure that out. Get
We
it to
had
them.
Dave on
Oh,
not that long ago.
Then
actually,
I leave it
with
to you.
Daryl Hall. He's not returning my calls.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think he knows he's
Okay.
calling, by the way. I think I blocked.
Well,
I'm not sure. No, we know how to get a hold of him.
we will return
He's
your
there.
calls.
We appreciate that. I can't thank you enough. And speaking of thanking you enough, this one seemed really logical to cover and to end the album. But what an absolutely brilliant song to start with, and that is, of course, Father and Son, the title track.
Yeah.
That close it, no question.
The foundation of the album. It gave
Yeah.
the spine and the structure to the rest of the album.
Yeah.
And my dad and Kat are friends through the years, aren't you? You and
Yeah.
Kat Stevens.
All friends.
What a talent he is, and you know what?
Such a
How
talent.
wonderful that he's kind of come back around, and we get to
Yeah.
enjoy his gifts again with new music as well as occasionally him performing.
It's such a gift. Kat's
Cat
terrific.
Stevens, he's great.
He really is. How did you feel when you recorded this particular track, Art? Did it touch in a special way when you're thinking about the magnitude of what the two of you were doing here, putting this album
Can I
together?
take it away or?
Yeah, do.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I felt, because I'm a believer in the idea of a concept for an album, a concept album. And I felt that this song would really sum up the whole project, because my dad is so special and unique in terms of the fact that he supports me day in and day out without fail emotionally. We talk almost every day. regardless where we are in the world. My dad never judges me, even if even if maybe others would, he wouldn't. And whatever path I would have chosen, I'm a musician. For me, it was the only option. But I could have been a welder, construction worker.
Your life belongs to you. When you have a child, you give life as a gift.
Whatever it was going to be, my dad was going to, I know, support it and really believe in it and learn about it.
Right.
Who can say that? So my dad gave me all these ingredients I needed to become the man I am today. And for me, father and son, sum that up.
It's pretty powerful.
Thank you, my boy.
Thanks, Dad.
Look at that. Bringing father and son together here on Talk Shop Live. That's what we do, folks.
Yeah. This doesn't happen all the time,
moment.
actually. What we're doing right now
touching.
on Talk Shop Live is not something that happens very often.
We feel privileged, and
So,
I can't thank you both enough. And again,
my
I just
dad,
want to remind everybody this wonderful album that you will cherish, not just from listening to it once, but the more you listen to it, it really connects.
Is this an album that grows on you?
Yeah,
you got to,
right.
so please, give it until the second or third listen, please.
That's why I'm here. I fell in love with this product.
We're so grateful that both of you are here, our senior and junior.
Thank you.
So tell us, what does 2025 hold for you? Art Junior, we'll start with you.
Well, 2025 holds, first off, primarily the promotion of this album that my father and I are so proud of.
Yeah.
Here in America, obviously, and internationally. Lots of family memories, I hope. I want road trips with my dad, just me and my dad on the open road.
Fantastic.
And maybe some other exciting musical projects, that we haven't gotten to yet.
Right.
We'd love to
The
hear
world
that.
is wide open, and we're embracing it.
Art,
Some shows.
Well, I love that we're going to do this force that the whole family is doing
Carlisle?
this show at the Carlisle.
Yeah.
To bring all the four of us together in different combinations. It thrills me. I'm very interested to see how that works out.
I envision
that expanded.
I envision, yes.
5 days.
Well, that particular run is we're not going to expand.
Okay.
But I definitely think that my father and I, in some capacity, would definitely bring Garfunkel and Garfunkel on the road in a limited manner, and it would be very exciting, very intimate. I hope that we can do that.
Well, if you guys need anyone to set up the mic stands, I am available.
Okay.
Plug now.
Can you sing?
Thank you,
I
Steve.
can
The opening act.
I'll be a little intimidated with the two of you, but I'd be honored just to set foot on the same stage with the two of you.
Thank you.
For sure. Henrietta is saying, OMG, so divinely beautiful, and that's in reference to the music that she's heard. And Gina Lee saying, gorgeous shot video as well.
Thank you.
Really loving that. Friendy is just exclamation points. Wow. I mean, just absolutely. People
I feel the love.
Away with what they're hearing.
I feel the love.
Yeah.
Don't you? Yeah.
Dan saying ordered his. Walter's asking both of you, do you think harmony is something that you were born with? In other words, is it something that was taught to you, or is it innate?
DNA. Yeah. What do you think? Our harmony, our blend, is it is it DNA, or is it learned during life?
I don't know. We just do it.
Yeah. Same with Paul, right? I mean, you guys just sang together and just kind of found this comfort zone.
We were children of the Everly Brothers.
Yeah.
I think that a lot
Kings of the harmonies.
Oh yeah.
Kings of the harmonies.
A lot of what we do is truly DNA. I was born with it. You just have it. We just have the blend because we have a lot of similarities inside us. I think that is definitely a minimum 30% component.
Yeah, I agree.
If not more.
I'm an absolute believer that you can't manufacture magic.
I never did sing, and I know there's a lot to be gained from it, but I never did singing lessons. I just got on stage at 2 years old, or 18 months, and been doing it ever since. And what else do nothing more to say.
Pretty amazing.
We just do this. We do this thing, and that's it. It's our thing.
Should be inspiration for others too. If you feel it inside.
Yeah, if you feel it, get out and do it.
Yeah,
don't let anyone tell you can't.
Marilyn's saying the blend of your voices is gorgeous. Dan is saying these recordings will be timeless.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Kathy sang beautiful harmony. Congratulations.
Thank you,
Eddie
Kathy.
sang incredible, such an epic icon of music to you.
My dad.
And the future looks pretty
Steve, these
bright
are
for you.
people who write into you?
That's exactly
Live, they're
right,
writing in right
here
now.
live.
How
Watching
nice.
us.
Yeah, a couple of them I made up, Art, but
No,
no.
I kid you.
Well, thank you.
These are all legitimately from fans. That's how passionate they are about what the two of you are doing here. And you know what, with that, I just want to say before we let you two go, I think it's been an absolute privilege, honor, and a pleasure to have both of you here.
Seemed like we started 10 minutes ago. That's what it feels like.
Well, that's the idea. I'm just thankful Art took off his jacket. I was afraid he was going to walk out.
It made all the difference.
I'll tell you what, I'm so thankful for sure to have both of you on and that you delivered this gift. And I'll tell you, during these contentious times,
It's my baby.
I can't think of a better gift to give the public right now because this is absolutely magic that what you guys have delivered here again, father and son, Garfunkel and Garfunkel. And before we let the folks go, we'd like to thank all the fans for being here. And thank you for all those lovely comments, questions, notes that you provided. We'd also like to
just taking the time out of your day.
Talk Shop
Thank
Live, lovely experience.
There we go. Well, we hope to have both of you back. And big thanks to Berta.
Berta is the best.
Bruner
I
from
love it.
Talamo.
Yeah.
Also Felix Goddard.
Yeah.
Right. That
Yeah.
Felix, I've had a chance to meet.
I love my record label, by the way, Telamo BMG.
They're very passionate.
We're like family. They're awesome to me.
They're very passionate about this project.
Yeah. This is their first. This is Telamo's first international project.
Is that right?
Yeah, as you know, yeah, it's exciting. Yeah.
And it's supported by the fine folks here in the United States. That starts with Peter Strickland for helping to make this happen.
Thank you, Peter.
Introducing me and Talk Shop Live to Berta. Also, Doug Smith, Mark Logston, and Ellen Ford Ellen at BMG. And from Talk Shop Live, Brian, Tina, Brad, Joe, Jenny, Marty, Kate, and behind the scenes doing amazing work.
You guys rock.
Brendan and Coco, you guys are amazing.
Thank you, guys.
Coco, thank you.
So,
Brendan,
thank you
thanks,
so
bro.
much for doing this. And friends,
Appreciate
before you go, pick up a copy of Garfunkel and Garfunkel, Father and Son, on vinyl and CD. Again, personally autographed by Art and Art Jr. Gentlemen, before we part company, any last words you would like to share with the fans?
Give this project of ours, it's so dear to us, a listen. And when you're done, give it another listen. Thank you for taking the time. And we really appreciate it.
Yes, we do. My great pleasure to be here.
Talk Shop Live. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And again, fans and friends, while you're at it, pick up a copy of Garfunkel and Garfunkel, both for a family member, for a friend. The holidays are right upon us, as we said. Can't think of a more unique, special gift to give someone that you cherish. And
now the CD is a stocking stuffer,
it's a stocking,
but the vinyl won't fit in the stocking. Huh?
It will not.
Under the tree.
Yeah. And by the way, how many pairs of socks can you give a loved one?
Exactly.
I can't think.
Enough with the socks already.
That's
How
right.
about the CD?
That's exactly.
Put the record
right.
under
And
the tree.
By the way, friends and family, well, thank you for it. And having a good authority, this brilliant recording will enhance their quality of life. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. It was an absolute honor and a privilege and pleasure. And with that, everyone, stay safe. Enjoy.